Welcome to the Point of Difference Rugby League podcast. I'm your host, Dave, and today we've got another dream team for you. I'm really excited about this one because today's topic, poor old Aaron's had to go back to the archives and he's had to come up with a dream team of Canterbury Legends from back in the day who went on to make the Kiwis. So I don't envy your task at all. Aaron, how are you and how was this task for you, mate?
Yeah, I'm very well, Dave. And like the previous one, it was very tricky, um, especially having to leave out some legends of our game. But as we've all said from the get go, that it's just a bit of fun, and it's pretty much just a list of players that I've sort of put together that I grew up watching as a ball boy, and even playing with a few of them as well. Um, I'm gonna miss a few people out, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, I'd love to have everybody in there, but unfortunately, it just doesn't work like that. But ready to go, mate. Ready to
All
go.
right. Let's not muck around, mate. We're going to start, as always, in chronological order, starting at number one, your fullback, mate. Who did you lock in, and why did you lock him in?
Yeah, well, this was quite a tricky one because obviously with playing alongside teammate Marty Creeker, Kiwi number 576. He was kind of like a standout for me, but then I look back and I remembered Robin Allfeld from Hornby, Skippy O'Donnell from Marist, Western Suburbs, who obviously went on and all played for the Kiwis as well. So, yeah, probably a little bit of a surprise for you, mate. But yeah, this guy just stood out for me. And I've gone for the fullback number one in Robin Oldfield from Hornby, mate. So
Wow, what a choice.
yeah, so yeah, just love watching him play. Um, yeah, there was so many great players like back in the day that could have very easily fitted in here. Obviously, the Canterbury Kiwi combination. Some amazing fullbacks that didn't quite make the Kiwis. So um, that kind of sort of made things a little bit easier, but yeah, it was still pretty difficult, mate. So yeah, so I've gone for Robin Oldfield.
Love it, mate. Let's lock it in. Okay, so let's move on to your wingers. We'll start with your number two winger. Who did you go for again, and why did he make the team?
Yeah, well, again, so whilst I couldn't pick this guy at fullback, I picked him on the wing because I think he was originally picked in the Kiwis as a winger, coming to the grade quite young. So yeah, but just outstanding. Like just listening to your podcast, mate, to find out like how many tours that he actually went on was amazing. I'll take my head off to this particular fella, but it's Kiwi number 576, and I've gone with the right wing, Mr. Martin or Marty Creeker.
Beautiful, man. He made his debut on the wing against Papua New Guinea when Hugh McGahn scored 6 tries, Dean Bell scored 3 tries, and Marty Creeker got 1 try. There you
Yeah, I
go.
believe pumped them by about 50. So
Yeah, or
that's
something
a
like
good.
60 to 10 or 60 to 6 or something like that. He got 60 points, definitely. An absolute
So
thrashing.
uh, yeah, because it can be quite daunting playing over there. That's for sure. So
Yeah, man. You would know. You would know. All right, man.
absolutely.
Who's your other winger? Let's lock in your other winger. Who is it, man?
Yeah, I've gone for Kiwi number 466. So again, this guy, yeah, the dark mode probably might give it away a bit, but yeah, and I could have probably gone with a few others here too. Like I even sort of asterisked young Jermaine Osako, who I quite
Oh,
like.
really?
Yeah, and even Buzzer or Fedu. But this guy just stood out for me as a kid. Yeah, just could play, tough, think back in those days, just they were all tough, you know.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've gone for, as I said, Kiwi number 466 and Mocky Brereton. They're from the
Oh,
Marist Western Saints. So
great
yeah,
choice. Love the moustache giveaway. Absolutely brilliant. One of the great moustaches of the day. I love
100%.
it.
It was outstanding.
Very cool. He definitely wouldn't look out of place with a singlet on, stubbies, and a nice cold spates or something like that.
I've actually been the pin-up boy for Matty Giles, and he could have actually been Biff, as in bring back the Biff.
Red Dragon. Are you
Dragon.
kidding me?
Nah, but
Oh,
he was
brilliant.
outstanding for me growing up. Yeah, incredible,
Very
incredible.
cool, man. Okay, let's move on to the centres. Who have you locked in? Who's your number three centre? Let's go with that first.
My number three centre, whilst I didn't pick him on the wing, yeah, versatility plus. Yeah, could have even chucked him, at 5'8" or even in the fours there. He wouldn't let you down. I've gone for Kiwi number 616. Good mate of mine, Borzal Hornet, Ferutawa.
Oh, perfect. I knew you'd pick him somewhere in the back line. And again, he made the Warriors original, gave the first ever try assist against the Broncos. Went on, was he on the what was he, the 93 tour with you guys, 89? And yeah,
Yep,
just
yeah,
an amazing player.
93 and 94. And yeah,
Wow.
obviously 89, the 89 one to the UK. So
Legend.
yeah.
Absolute legend of a player.
Oh, yeah, like to go on three tours, that's amazing.
Yeah, man. I was lucky enough to meet him this year at the Canterbury Rugby League breakfast. I was just chatting away to someone, and then Frank like, Dave, come over here, Frankie. Like, and I'm like, oh my god, Finatoa, you little beauty.
Yeah.
Like, we had a good yak. It was great. Talking all things back in the day,
Good
Warriors and stuff. It was so cool. Like, wow, pinch myself.
man. His nickname is the Possum. Um,
Really.
yeah, he just doesn't want to go to bed. He just likes to stay out all night.
Oh, brilliant. All right, man.
Good.
Let's move on to your other centre. Who have you locked in on the other side of the field?
Yeah, well, I've gone for Kiwi number 506. Um, again, this guy, again, listening to your podcasts, like for someone to make the Kiwis in every year, like 15, 17s, 19s, seniors. And I remember this guy probably more start of my career, probably the back end of his. And that's none other than Eddie Kerrigan.
Oh wow, it was so cool having him on the podcast recently. And he won something like six premierships in a row for Papua Nui.
Yeah,
And scored in most of them. Scored a hat trick in one of them.
yeah,
Scored two in another. Like, oh, he debuted for the Kiwis. Was the youngest ever player at the time to debut for the Kiwis at 19 years old. An absolute unit. Like he was huge. It was crazy.
yeah.
Wow, what a choice.
I mean, I could always, depending on injuries in this team here, I could always either chuck him on the wing or have a go in the forwards because he certainly wouldn't let you down, that's for sure.
Mate, you can put him in the back row easy. He would just steamroll like some little 5'8s and make them look, very poor defenders.
Absolutely. Right.
Mate, yeah, he was such a champion to talk to as well. What a great man. Okay, man, let's move on to the halves. Who have you locked into your 5'8"? Let's go there first.
Yeah, I've gone for an interesting one here. I haven't really gone for your conventional 6 and 7. Um, it's just really a number for me. Like nowadays, they just play left and right, so it's really just a number. And you'll find when I do the New Zealand, no, even maybe the World 13 team, I've sort of done a similar thing, which you'll
Okay.
watch base kind of thing. So my number six, just I was so privileged, like back in the day, just to have these guys and to watch and learn and just be a sponge. Kiwi number 525, Sydenham Swan, Bruce Dickinson.
Now, I know the name. I'm not actually that familiar with him. So let's hear a little bit about him. I'm definitely one I need to learn about.
Yeah, I know. It was just just silky skilled, like a lot of them, like the Rod Walkers, um, even the Grant Finlays. They just silky. And I just loved watching the guy. Obviously 6 and 7 was my preferred position, and yeah, just watching him weave his magic and his craft. And again, the guy that I've got at number 7, like these guys played against each other, so
Right.
I'm just sort of thinking, wow, the depth going back then, and I can even make Wally Wilson from Linwood, Murray French from Easton. Just trying to think who the halfback from Hornby would have been back then. Like probably never would have been starting a little bit later. He was class act himself. Stevie Geddes, another one. But yeah, just talent galore. I even think Grant Finlay might have played in the halves, but he could play lock as well. So yeah, we're very lucky back then with this sort of caliber. Just love watching Brucey Dickinson and like the Sydenham Swans. I can only remember him playing for Sydenham. He might have even been at Papanui there. I can't really say that I just knew him from when he was playing at Sydenham. So
Okay. Awesome selection,
yeah,
man. Okay, so let's move on to the halfback. Who's running the show? Who's calling the shots and leading the team around the park?
yeah. Well, I would have nice. Like my old coach Gordon Smith that coached me at Horsell, West Coaster, game tough as teak. But I've sort of probably got the one-eyed Cantabrian, and sort of gone with a Cantabrian rather than a West Coaster. But love all the West Coasters. They're all tough as. Yeah, a massive big thank you to Smithy for taking me under his wing at Horsell and teaching me the ropes. Like obviously, I watched him play footy for the Kiwis on TV, and then to find out he was coming to coach us was outstanding. But my halfback I've gone, and this is what I'm saying. He's normally a 6, but Kiwi number 571. I went for none other, and probably would have been my captain, David Field, the old Sydenham Swan. And I think I can remember Mike Smith, Jeremy Smith's dad, playing for there, and like he was tough as. So I know where Jeremy certainly got his toughness from for sure.
Absolutely, man. Well, a very interesting choice. I quite like that. Definitely a bit left field. I wouldn't have picked that at all. No way I would have predicted that.
But as I said, like a lot of these players, for me, just that education of the game and just being lucky enough to go down to the Addington Showgrounds and be ball boy there, and as I said, just watching these guys weave their magic and their craft, it was awesome. I'm so honoured to be able to watch these guys, and sort of for them to lay the platform for us younger guys coming through like myself and Mark Nixon and Logan and co. So
Brilliant,
yeah,
man.
very
Well,
lucky.
speaking of laying the platform, it's time to go to the front row. These are the guys who build the platform on the field. So who have you
Yeah.
locked into your first prop? I'm very curious to see where you've gone with this pack because you've got so many unbelievable players to pick from.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I've my number 8. I've gone for Kiwi number 634. I consider him, and I also consider Smithy as a coaster. But again, I couldn't leave this guy out. And he bled black and white for the Kiwis, and he also bled red and black. Just love this fella. We share the same birthday, so is it the 9th of July, and it's none other than my good mate, rest in peace, Quinton Pongia.
Beautiful, mate. They don't come tougher than Quinton. The way he carried the ball forward, the way he put his body on the line for province and country and club, he is absolutely entrenched in rugby league history and he is a superstar. He is unbelievable.
Absolutely. Like I could have chucked in good mate Stewie and who went on and played for the Kiwis as well. Even Ronnie Simano, but unfortunately Ronnie didn't get to play for the Kiwis. But I loved the bloke.
Yeah.
And we're talking about guys like Paul Truscott and Michael Cully, who I felt were so unlucky probably not to make the Kiwis. So I've gone for someone that's played for Canterbury and also played for the Kiwis. So
Beautiful. You've actually just given me an idea. We should put together a dream team of players who should have made the Kiwis that didn't. Now, there's a great podcast down the track.
absolutely.
Right, man, let's move to the other front row. Who did you lock in? There's a couple that come to mind for me, but I'm definitely keen to see who you've locked in here.
I was so honoured to actually, that's like the start of my career. I first played premiers in '88, and this guy was playing for Papanui. Could have easily retired, but obviously that's the sort of bloke he was, and he was helping out Papanui at the stage. Watching him on TV, tough as teak, no nonsense. You will always remember him for massive big brawl. Probably going to give it away here. He did play for Manly, none other than King 49, Mark Broadhurst.
I knew it. Oh my God, what a legend! What a legend! The toughest bloke to ever. It's just unbelievable on the field, man. I love. There's a photo. It's popped back up on the feed on the Point of Difference group today of Mark Broadhurst sitting there with one eye completely closed.
Yeah,
and he's sitting there with a big grin on his face, just loving life.
That's the sort of players you want to play alongside, because they're gonna go to war for you. They've got your back, you've got their back. You're in the trenches, and geez, you'd want someone like Broady, that's for sure. Lovely man too, Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. Great choice. Absolutely loving that, man. All right, let's move to the hooker, the number 9, who's in the middle of the scrum back in the day, who's gone on to make the Kiwis, who's causing trouble in the scrum. Who is it?
The thing is, like I could have gone with guys like Alan Rutschen that played at Eastern and the fella Wright that played at Hornby. But yeah, this guy, oh well, no, no nonsense. That's for sure. You certainly got to be careful with him, like when you're playing against him, because he loves the old swinging arm. But none other than Kiwi 589, and that's our Waldo Wayne Wallace from Hornby.
Oh, beautiful choice, man. Beautiful. Hornby Panther. You got to have a few of them in there, unfortunately, for you Hallsville blokes. No, man, we love Wayne Wallace. Everyone in Canterbury, when I started this podcast, it was like, you got to get Wayne Wallace on. You got to get Wayne Wallace on. Everyone was going on. You got to get him on. I'm like, we'll get there one day, hopefully. But what a legend. What an absolute legend.
Sounding a bit huskier than myself, so be interesting. Just Waldo. Played against him when he was at Hornby, and also when he went over with Logan to Marist Western Suburbs. Okay. So played against him there. I think we actually beat them. Hallsville beat Marist in the '88 grand final, and Waldo and Logan both playing for Marist.
Wow, there's a bit of history right there.
Yeah.
You would have had Brendan Tudor in that final, wouldn't you? That was his first final for Hallsville?
Yep.
Yeah, good times. Good times. Great choice. Okay, let's move to the back row. Who have you locked in on the number 11 jersey? Who have you got there, mate?
Yeah. Again, this guy's probably more 2000 era. I'll probably give it away by saying this, but coached the Kiwis there at one stage. Number 79. And I look at Louis Brown, number 762, who I coached as a 16-year-old at Riccarton, that ended up playing Prems with myself at Riccarton as well. He went on and had an amazing career. Again, playing the centres, play at hooker, play in the back row, play on the edge. Yes, I've got to make a special mention to Louis. But I've gone for none other than David Kidwell, the beast. That hit on Willie Mason Um, yeah, I think I was at a Warriors Old Boys reunion, and Willie Mason was there. I think he was doing a podcast with Justin Hoddle, and I had to make mention about the shot there because Willie being Willie, big mouth, loud mouth, and what about that shot that Kitty put on you? And he wasn't too happy with me saying that, but he was saying, "Oh, it was a dog shot. It was a dog shot." And
No, it wasn't.
he was saying he was trying to hunt Kidwell down for the next 2 years to try and get him back, but whether or not he got him back, I don't know. But I thought it was not a bad shot.
Mate, I was at that game. I was at the match, and the crowd went absolutely apeshit. It was the best response with Willie Mason stuck down on the ground, couldn't get up. It was such a good hit. And then we scored. The Kiwis scored not long afterwards. I think Nigel Vagana got the try. He was playing 5'8" that day. And that was also when Manu Vardavai and Matt King had a big dust up on the sideline amongst the cheer girls and stuff. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah, great game. Great game. Oh, that was good. Yeah, man. Oh, what an awesome choice. David Kubo. He is so tough. He he was just an elite back rower who come from the centres as well. He started as a centre at Parramatta. Yeah, he come
Yes,
through and he was unreal. He was unreal.
I was tough leaving Simon Angel out, but I just had to go for Kitty again. Yeah, obviously Simon and Kitty from Hornby, so yeah, obviously a good breeding ground over there.
Yeah, man. So good. All right. Who's your number 12? I'm very curious. You know, there's a few names I've thought of here that you might pick. I'm just don't know who it's going to be.
Yeah, well, I've got Kiwi number 645. Yeah, none other than a good mate, Logan Edwards.
You
I'll
bloody
see
did.
you.
Yeah. He's made the double. He's done both teams so far. Well done, Logan Edwards.
Absolutely couldn't leave him out. Yeah, just a freak of a player. Yeah, you got to have him in your side. Yeah, I don't think I ever seen him have a bad game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, just grateful that he's in my team. So
Yeah, man. He's such a great player. I finally bumped into him. It was actually during the playoffs for this year's Canterbury Premiership. You know, I saw him down at Linwood Park, so it's finally good to meet the guy. Such a nice fella. You know, really cool. Yeah, it was nice to have a chat to him. It's great. All right, man. Who's locking the pack together? Number 13. Who's your ranging lock?
this was tough. This was really tough. But again, I've sort of gone back. Didn't get to play with this guy, but oh my God, this guy, and you can ask anybody in the Canterbury Rugby League fraternity about this guy, and they'll all say the same thing. He just makes something out of nothing. Just silky, ball skills. Again, just tough, but could just change a game on its head. You may or may not know this guy, Dave, but I certainly do and can remember him watching him at the Addington Showgrounds, and it was a treat, that's for sure. I've gone for Kiwi number 472,
Ooh.
none other than Rod Walker.
Now that is definitely before my time when you're starting to hit the 400s. You know?
I don't know if you would have been born then, but
No, I was born in 84. Do the math.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, yeah, if you could get some video footage of him, you'll understand why I've picked him in the side.
I'll find him, mate. Don't worry. No.
Yeah, yeah, it was a tough one. Yeah, I'm not going to let too much away because the other guy that I probably could have picked is it's still in my 18 anyway.
All right, man. Okay. So without further ado, let's move to the bench. You can sort of pick a few extras here because I know it's so hard to put them all in. So let's move to number 14. Who have you picked on the bench as your first choice?
Yeah, absolutely. And apart from sort of like the older guys like Roddy Walkers and that, this sort of side here has sort of got a bit of a sprinkling of 93 and a bit of 85. We're both team the Rugby League Cup, and 85 was coached under Ray Hefferton.
Yes.
So, he was an outstanding coach and player for Linwood as well back in the day. So, I've sort of gone for a sprinkling of those two sides in a few different guys like Rod Walker and Eddie Kerrigan. So, but my number 14, again, you could put him probably anywhere. He's played in the halves, but he ended up at lock, and Kiwi number 608. They don't call him the baby-faced assassin for no reason, so I've gone for Brendan Tudor.
Mate, I got such a man crush on Brendan too. He's such a legend, bro. He's the man. It was so cool meeting him, doing a podcast with him, but also watching the footage of him back in the day. Like, fuck yeah, he was unbelievable, man. He's so good. He's just a maniac. I love it,
Well, that's what I mean. He had no respect for his body. Just as I say, tough as teak, a bit like a lot of the other players that I've picked. And originally from the Chatham Island,
Yep.
so he's a Chatham Islander. So we all know they're tough over there. And just tough as teak. And yeah, you'd have to have him in your side easy. This is a true story. Canterbury were playing the West Coast, and it was so tough over there. They had amazing, you know, I could have picked a few on this team, but because they're coasters. But like you had Glenn Gibb that played for the Kiwis, he was playing halfback. You had the Forsyth brothers, you had Wayne Stanton, you had Boyd Kilkelly. I think Phil Campbell was playing back then. And they were amazing, that era as well on the West Coast. And we always knew over there it's tough as. And so Frank was the coach, and I think Toots was playing in the halves. I think I was on the bench because I remember sitting next to Frank, and I was just covering Toots and I think Harry, just in case there was an injury. But anyway, Frank said it like pre-game. He says, "I want you to harass Gibby, just harass, you know." And so game had kicked off. We were out the sheds, obviously last out because obviously the team goes out first. And we were walking up to sit on the bench. And we hadn't even sat on the bench. I don't even think Frank had sat down. And next minute, here's Brendan Tudor being marched. And so Frank obviously spoke to Toots after the game or at half time, and he said, "What are you doing, mate? Like you've been sent off." I said, "I told you to harass him." He said, "You know what harass means?" And Toots goes, "Yeah, eliminate." So he eliminated its opposition, Glenn, but I think they went on to beat us, but it was even harder. Only 12 men. It was classic, yeah. Harass him, harass. Yeah.
Mate, he told me he was getting sent off at 10 years old when he first started playing. It's unreal. Okay, moving on. Yep. Number 15, who's you got next, mate?
Yeah, well, I've gone, I've sort of bracketed a couple of players here, but more so I've gone for a good mate of mine, my ex-roomie, number 624, and Mark Nixon.
Yes.
Yeah, just gone again, like cool head out on the field. And I had sort of Phil Bancroft, Kiwi number 610, sort of bracketed with Harry, but so either or, probably more so Mark. Yeah, so I've just sort of made mention there of Banky because he, obviously with his goal kicking, outstanding, won Halls with 2 grand finals with field goals.
Yeah,
yeah.
Beautiful choice today. Harry, captain on that magnificent 1993 grand final against Auckland. Went to Papua New Guinea on a tour. He played for Featherston Rovers, Rochdale Hornets. He's been around, played for the Cardinals. Did it all, mate. Hornby legend. What a great choice. Beautiful.
Absolutely. A beautiful league family too, like your dad, PB was legend, rest in peace. Beautiful league family. Pam, lovely, and brought up 3 awesome kids, and Mark, Justin, and Scotty, and they all went on to. I got the privilege to play with Justin at Horsell in our '93 grand final when he came over from Hornby, which was a bit of a coup back in those days. But and young Scotty coming through the grades, when doing well with Canterbury, the Canterbury Bulls when they won the Inter
That's 2000.
final.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
was
2000.
2000. Yeah,
And that's the beauty about our game because you've got the guys that played beforehand, and before our era, 85s. They won the Rugby League Cup, and then we won it in '93. And then you've got Stokesy's coached Bulls in 2000. They had guys like Shane Byers, Brett Taylor, Johnny Limmer. Probably was another one.
Really good run there for the Bulls.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Okay, right. 16. We're needing a big bopper on the bench here, I feel. So who have you drafted in on the bench?
I've gone for a couple of Linwood Kiers, actually. This guy was tough as teak back in the day. My dad might have played alongside him, but when my dad played at Linwood, Kiwi number 484, so again before your time, but you'll probably know his name. He was involved in a bit of an incident with the big Welsh prop, Jim Mills, but it's none other than Johnny Greengrass of Linwood.
Right. I am very well versed in Johnny Greengrass, and I've had Jim Mills on my podcast, so I'm very well versed in that incident. Yes, very much so. Amazing choice. He was like our number one alpha prop back in those 80s. No, 70s. Is that the late 70s when that happened?
Yeah. I mean, I sort of kind of gone 70s, 80s, 90s, just covered a little bit there, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
Crazy.
just someone that I looked up to as a kid. He was a pretty scary looking bloke, but just again, tough as teak and no nonsense. Just perfection. I think Ray Heff was saying that when he was fullback for Linwood, that Johnny Greengrass come run over and he said, thank God for Johnny, because he obviously, Ray must have got beat by a player and Johnny Greengrass has come out from nowhere and made the cover tackle. So he was pretty quick in the day too. Like I think they had a sprint competition and he won it.
Correct. You're absolutely correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Eddie Kerrigan told me that. They used to have competitions and bet on it and things like that. And Johnny Greengrass won the whole thing. Unbelievable. A prop. Who knew? Great stuff.
But I've got him penciled in with none other than Kiwi 593, and that's our good friend Brent Todd.
Oh, mate, I love Toddy. What a legend. What an absolute champion. What a great choice.
Quinton and Mark Broadhurst will bash him up, and then you've got Johnny Greengrass and Toddy will, then double that up. And then my next pairing, I've gone for Asini Famalo, Kiwi number 605, and Terry the Rock Hermanson, number 656. So could you imagine that unlimited interchange? Like I don't think any fullback would last with this lot. So
yep. Oh mate,
so,
I love it. That's like four of the scariest props of back in the day that you could absolutely pick for that side. Yeah. Okay, now we got an 18th man. Have we got anyone penciled in for 18th man?
I have. I've again pretty forward dominated. Apart from Harry and Phil Bancroft in the halves and Brendan Tudor there. But again, Toots can cover the halves. Harry would definitely cover the halves with Phil Bancroft. But then, Harry was a pretty gifted centre as well. So I could always put him out there as well. But so I've gone for another couple of boppers up front. And just these guys, along with the others, sort of laid the foundations for us younger kids coming through, and again, both of these guys were from Hornby, and that test match. Remember Ross Taylor scoring, so I've gone for number Kiwi 592 Ross Taylor, and rest in peace Adrian Shelford, Kiwi number 585. So could you imagine Quinton Broady smashing them up, then you got Johnny Greengrass and Toddy, Sini Famalo, Terry Hermanson, and then 80 and bloody Ross Taylor.
Crazy, crazy bench. It reminds me of the days when, when you would have made your debut for Illawarra, when you had like a 10-man bench and the coach could just chuck anyone
Yeah,
on. That's what we're doing today.
and I sort of had, I had Jeremy Smith sort of penciled in here, but like obviously Kiwi 742, so it's sort of a little bit sort of like the 2000 era. So that's why I've gone for Adrian and Ross for that.
How
So,
good?
but just special mention about Jeremy Smith as well.
Yeah, man. How good was that Ross Taylor try in the 87 victory against Australia? That was off the Sam Stewart offload. How good was that? Crazy.
It was great to watch as a kid. Yeah, I can remember it vividly watching it on TV.
Yeah.
Or even if it was a late night test, you always got up and watched it, or early in the morning. It was great back in those days. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. Oh, great. Okay, so who have you put in as coach and manager?
I've gone for a dual co-coach.
Okay.
Just basically because of the 85 and 93 Rugby League Cup successes. And I went with, obviously, Ray Heffernan, 85, and then, obviously, Happy Frank Endicott.
Yeah.
Couldn't sort of split those two, and they've worked together before. And I think in Papua New Guinea in 94, Frank was our coach and Ray was actually our manager. So,
there you go.
Yes, but I've gone for them as my co-coach, and then none other than Neville Diggs as my manager.
Right, brilliant. Okay, man. And did you put yourself anywhere in as water boy or anything like that?
I couldn't really pick myself in this team, but I thought I love my strapping, and to this day I look after the Currumbin Eagles. I've chucked myself in as league safe / strapper / glory water boy or water runner. Yeah, Kiwi number 648. I've chucked myself in there.
Brilliant, man. We've got to have Wits in there somewhere. Oh, what a great side, man. Some amazing names. Some picks I definitely didn't see coming. I'm really pleased with your side, especially your halves. It was that one I did not see coming, the halves, definitely.
Yeah, well, as I said, it's just the education that I got as a young fella, and as I said, there was a lot of brilliant players, from all the different clubs. Back then, the game was so strong, and I'm just so thankful and grateful that I got to watch that era and learn from them, and I'm sure other players like Mark Nixon, learn from them as well. So very, very honoured and privileged. To be able to watch these guys and play alongside a few of them as well.
Amazing, man. Well, thank you so much for putting this team together. I don't envy your task. You've done an amazing job, by the way. Super side, and absolutely brilliant effort. So thank you very much for your time, and thanks everyone for watching. This has been another Dream Team with Aaron Whittaker. Wits, we all love him. I've been your host, Dave, and we'll see you next time for Kickoff.
For having me, Dave. Appreciate it, mate.
Full time.